Now let's begin the conversation. A beautiful quote from L'Oreal Atherton says, "A daughter is one of the most beautiful gifts this world has to give." But in faraway Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, there is a story contrary to that. A young schoolgirl has been hospitalized at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital after suffering severe injuries from a brutal beating by a man identified as Maman Shetima Baba. The assault, captured on video, has gone viral, leading to calls for his arrest and prosecution. What was her crime? She was plucking mangoes from his compound. BKO, what was her crime? She was plucking mangoes.
Yeah,
where is our humanity?
Well, I think that when you look at the video, it's difficult to conclude that this guy is a human being. He's a beast, thoroughly irresponsible, and he deserves to rot in jail. I will be extremely disappointed because I got tired of watching the thing, and I know that many Nigerians too just couldn't watch it for long. I can't understand. These are children, a primary 5 pupil. They were on their way to school, and then they saw orange. They saw an opportunity to pluck mangoes, and the boy inside the house allowed them to come in, but told them to pluck whatever they wanted to pluck quickly and leave. So rather than pluck 3 mangoes each that they had agreed to pluck, they eventually plucked 5 each.
Okay.
You know, and the guy came into his compound and found them. It was in Askira Close, Pomari Bypass. I know that area very well. It's actually a low-cost housing scheme, that area. And they began flogging these guys. He, in fact, told them that he was going to behead them. And in their presence, he beheaded his chicken and said that was what he was going to do to them, just because of 5 mangoes. Shetima, or whatever he calls him, Maman Shetima, is an animal, a beast. There's no other way. You cannot, even a fully grown man, the kind of stick that he had, the kind of stick, it's not the sort of stick that when you are beating somebody, the stick will break. No. If he was beating that girl for 24 hours, that kind of stick will not break because they are quite sturdy, you know. And he continued to flog. And his own wife was recording. It was his wife that even posted it on social media.
Was even Jerry do it more.
Yes, telling him to continue the flogging. It was the wife that posted it on social media. I don't know what she thought she was doing.
For
now
attention,
these are to show them that look, if the people who came in were adults, maybe you could treat them as burglars and all that. But a primary 5 pupil. I mean, I just don't know what is going on. What has come over us as a people? What is in mangoes? What is in mangoes? Former military president Babangida told us that himself, Gadonasco, and other generals, that they used to go and pluck the area where he built his house. That house where some people claim that he had 50 rooms. Absolute falsehood. I've gone to IBB's house 2 times.
Oh, you've been there?
Yes, to talk to him. It was IBB that first told me that, Jide, you need to write a book on the military. You know too much about the military. When I was discussing with him about armored tanks, I asked him, I said, which because he was an armored officer.
Exactly,
I then said, okay,
division.
tell me your favorite main battle tank. Is it the T-92 Russian tank or the MAI Abrams? MIAI Abrams.
Okay.
I said, tell me. IBB now described the two and said, in terms of his resilience, I will go for the T-72 Russian tank because it was used during the Gulf War.
Okay.
Then he said, in terms of the electronics component,
Okay, the gadgets and
yes,
all.
he will go for the American M1A1 Abrams.
Okay.
That both of them were quite good.
No, but they had their own,
Yes,
peculiarities.
M1A1
Exactly.
Abrams was named after one of the American generals. So
Okay.
they used to, that area where Abibe built his house, white people used to live in that neighborhood. And as children, they used to go pluck mangoes that did not belong to them. Abibe then said he never knew that one day he will eventually build his house in that area. You know, as kids, what is the big deal in plucking mangoes? And then you flog a child in that manner. Honestly, I'm happy for one thing. The governor is not in town.
Okay.
But people like his commissioner for education, science, technology, and innovation, Engineer Lawan Wakilbe, visited the girl in hospital. I hope we can see those pictures. You see, at least the state has shown
That they are taking responsibility.
yes,
Exactly.
compassion, you know, and the hospital bills
Exactly.
have been picked. But this fellow needs to go to jail. We need to set the right example.
Exactly.
If people start seeing him in the neighborhood, you know, after a few days, no lesson has been learned.
Sure.
The wife who was famous should also go to jail.
Absolutely.
Let them, they can even have a fresh solemnization of marriage, a fresh wedlock inside marriage, so that we know that they are united
Exactly.
by
wickedness and evil.
wickedness.
Is this transferred aggression or outright wickedness?
No, this is sadism.
Sadism.
Because it takes a man who is truly a sadist to decide that a 5-year-old is the best object to vent whatever issues he had within him on. Because somebody who is wicked will probably give the girl maybe 2-3 strokes.
True.
But he's a sadist. Because and I put myself in that position because those of us who grew up in the big cities do know that we all did this.
Yes.
Yeah, we
As
all do.
kids.
Exactly.
As kids.
I was born on Lagos.
That's what made it fun.
I was born on Lagos Island, and from our house at Koilole to Asaridokepopo, it's about 1 kilometer. So we spent nothing less than 15 minutes plucking mangoes, plucking oranges, plucking agbalumo.
Yeah, is
the
it
English name for it.
apple, Indian apple, or something?
And that's what we did. Of course, they will chase us, but nobody's going to tie us down. Because they will put a lot of these red rags. But like my people say, curses don't work on children.
True.
Yes, and even effigies. You put effigies
Exactly.
to scare both birds and human beings.
We remove it and put it somewhere and take whatever we want and go out. And they even put on all these airballs that they put on. We'll go there, we'll remove the coins, eat the eggs, and nothing will happen to us.
If you grew up in Ogbomoso, for example, and Ilorin as a child, you will say that you didn't pluck mangoes on your way to school because you see mangoes lining the streets. You know?
Guava,
Yes.
you know.
You see, even inside government secondary school Ilorin, there are plenty of mangoes. People will breach their walls and go and pluck. Sharing mango in those days, I joined other children in climbing trees. I was a very good climber, climbing trees to pluck mango, not in our yard. But when we got to Okene, when my dad was transferred to Okene, our house was surrounded by 5 mango trees. So we had different varieties of it. So, but snakes were also always on those trees. That was what scared us. But every child, you know, on his way to school will see a mango tree and throw sticks at it pluck it.
It's not a psychiatric problem. Maybe it's not
there are many
stable,
people walking around in our country who are imbeciles.
You know, maybe something is not right upstairs.
Who have issues, you know. But we just see people, we think that everybody has sanity.
Absolutely,
No,
exactly.
no, there are different levels of insanity. You see people, the way they talk. Somebody was telling me today that what's going on TV, that both guests and anchors, all of them have anger issues. May God not let us have anger issues here. May God, they say, what is going on? Both anchor and guests in our country these days, increasingly, they have anger issues.
And it becomes a shouting match.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So, and they will call that during an interview. I mean, so what's going on? May God save us all.
It seems that we've developed a very veiled skin towards insults.
Exactly.
We don't take criticism easily.
True.
People who don't agree with it, because everybody now is looking for validation.
Yes.
That's the
And everybody assumes that it's right.
Everybody
And the other
assumes
person is
they're
wrong.
right.
It's just sad.
Okay, look at this scenario. There have been riots in Nigeria since independence. But normally it comes from
That's the girl.
it comes from a particular part of the country. Now the people from that particular part of the country now says they are no longer interested in doing riots. Take the riots to your own zone and do it. They start calling them names.
All right, gentlemen, we need to move.
You see the girl,
Yes.
engineer Wakilbe and co went to see her in hospital. She's a very strong girl. Even if an adult was flogged like that, my God.
It's sad. But all right, gentlemen.
That's engineer Wakilbe
Yes.
on the right, representing the governor. They went to see her.
It's a good thing that the Borno State government, you know, is taking responsibility for the health.
And the police have promised that justice will be served on
Justice
the guy.
must be
Maiduguri,
served. Exactly.
Borno State is my second home. I can say that
After
anytime.
Ilorin.
Yes. This case will prove to me whether my friends in Maiduguri in Borno State mean what they say. We've been told that this guy will be prosecuted.
Yes.
Justice will be served. We will follow it up.
Exactly.
There are many ways by which I can find out. But
abuse.
even if I don't go to that place, I know too many people there. There are many ways by which we can find out whether government will ensure that this guy pays for
Heavily
his sin
for
or
it,
not.
exactly.
Because he has to be punished.
Exactly.
Can he stand up to his own age mate in a fight?
And do that kind of nonsense.
Then you are beating a little girl
All right, gentlemen.
in that manner.
Let's move straight to our next conversation.